It's a bad scene. Amid the chaos, the state's Democratic governor saying that her administration will continue to support the agitators, adding that any blame for violence falls squarely, she says, on the ICE agents. Alexis McAdams has more from our New York City newsroom. Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Martha. Well, we were out there on the ground, and we can tell you we saw that not all of the protests there were peaceful, as according to the governor there, Mikey Sherrill. And this morning, the feds are working to track down a protester who was caught on camera there threatening to kill an ICE agent and his entire family in New Jersey, which the acting attorney general tells Fox is a federal crime.
Kill your whole family!
Oh my gosh.
Children, your wife, all day!
Oh my gosh.
Have your face, mother! You're dead! Dead!
And we see his face, and I promise you, we will find him. And when we find him, we will arrest him, because it is a crime not only to threaten law enforcement, but not surprisingly to threaten their family as well.
So we'll keep an eye on that as the DOJ continues their search. More protests overnight at the ICE detention facility in Newark, New Jersey. Caught on camera, the crowd telling agents to take out their guns and kill themselves. That's something we keep hearing in the crowd. Yesterday, this interaction was also caught on camera. I want you to watch here. An anti-ICE protester shows up harassing a man there behind the fence.
Trump's FBI raided the house and carried out felony arrest against these leftist terrorists who threatened to kill ICE agents and their families. So guess what? We got them. We got them. These nuts are insane. They bit, kicked, punched, and sprayed unknown chemicals on these ICE officers. They hurled wooden pallets, mattresses, and barricades to block transfers of criminal illegals, including one charged with assault. So, of course, this wasn't a peaceful protest, as we can see. Nicole, what are your thoughts about this?
You know, none of these protests are peaceful, and they're not organic. These are people who are being paid to come out and start trouble. But what I loved out of all of that chaos was finally that the rules of engagement have changed. These ICE agents aren't standing there being pelted, spit on, kicked. You saw them with their batons moving that crowd, and it's about time. This is what we needed to see earlier in the year. This is what should have been happening. These are federal law enforcement officers. You put your hand on one of them, you spit on one of them, you should get roughed off pretty good. I mean, there should be some pain as punishment. There should be some serious pain in your life. But because that wasn't what was happening, it made them grow emboldened. They felt like, oh, they're not going to do anything. We can really show our tail. Not anymore. Mark Wayne said, not today. This is not what we're doing today. You fool around and find out. He's not playing with them, and it's about time. Lock them up when they break the law. Protesting, absolutely. Go out, shake your fist, make you a sign, walk around the block a couple times, whatever you want to do. But when you start threatening the lives of federal law enforcement officers, when you're hitting, kicking, spitting on law enforcement officers, there has got to be a reckoning for that type of behavior.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shelley, what are your thoughts? I mean, as many people said, this was coordinated. This was a coordinated riot.
Right. Well, it's going to be a coordinated catch their asses and throw away the key. That's going to be coordinated too. Mark Wayne, that cowboy, is getting that lasso and he is rounding them up. Round them up, cowpokes. That's what he's doing. These people are terrorists. They are domestic terrorists. And I would bet you that some of them are here illegally and they got the audacity to come out and threaten our law enforcement. Okay. You don't belong here. Go home.
You see what's happening here in New Jersey, and the New Jersey Democrats choosing rioters over officers. And look at what Hochul is doing in New York City. All right. It gets even worse. So while ICE agents are getting bitten, kicked, and chemically sprayed trying to remove criminal illegals, Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, just signed a radical new law banning ICE from wearing masks on the job.
Agitator telling an agent, "I have your face," and threatening to kill his family. A different scene right now in New York City with protesters outside Governor Kathy Hochul's office here in New York City. And just hours ago, that was on the topic of masked ICE agents is when that took place. She said this.
We are banning masks for all law enforcement in the state of New York. People have rights that we are not foregoing just because there's been this decision by the Trump administration to unleash hell in our streets. And this is a moment for us.
And now the Justice Department is vowing to take action against that New Jersey rioter you just saw. The law states that a violent threat made to a federal official carries a maximum penalty of up to 10 years. Lisa, what a juxtaposition. I will kill you, your whole family, while we say they can't wear masks.
Yeah, it says, I have your face, you are dead, is what this individual said. I mean, isn't this domestic terrorism that we've seen around the country? Because the aim is to try to shape government policy via force and via intimidation and via domestic terrorism. That's what we're seeing. I mean, we've seen this now for quite some time, to the point where we've seen at least a 1,300% increase at one point against ICE officers. We saw that ambush in 2025, July, in Prairie Land ICE Detention Center, where you had the fireworks and the distractions, and then you saw about a dozen rounds were fired and hitting an ICE agent in the neck as well. Kristi Noem, and the former Department of Homeland Security, previously said that we saw bounties placed on the head of agents as well. It was 2,000.
Wow. Wow. Shelley, these Democrats aren't just soft on crime. They're actively endangering the men and women enforcing the law. I mean, how much more chaos are we supposed to tolerate?
We shouldn't tolerate much of it necessarily. I mean, no matter what. Number two, this is their plan. This is what they intend to do. From the defund the police, this is what they want. And number three, Kathy Hochul, newsflash, sweetheart, you don't have control over federal policy. So the ICE agent's going to basically say, up yours with that rule, that law. Okay. And then as far as the officers that were denied or disallowed from helping the ICE agents, see, this is one of my moments when I say break the law. This is the moment when I say, damn what your superiors say, because your superiors can absolutely be wrong. I wish those officers had said, to hell with that. We're going to go help our brothers in blue, so to speak, brothers behind the badge, and then whatever happens, and if you fire us, then you still won't have protection for the rest of the damn city in New York. This is what I wish they had done. There's a place, I keep saying it, there are times and places to say break the law, damn following the rules, so to speak, and I believe this was one of them.
Yeah. Nicole, what are your thoughts here?
I agree 100% with Shelley. There are some times when your good sense have to override poor policy. And this was one of those things, because had this been on the other foot, those ICE agents would have come running, lights and sirens, to help protect and defend. But what's happening in these blue states is, of course, they're losing their power base, because they wanted to import a bunch of brown folk to replace the black folk that have moved on to greener pastures. They're losing that. They lost all of their money laundering when USAID was shut down.
No, you're breaking up. You're going in and out, Nicole.
Sorry, can you hear me better now?
In and out.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. So all of the things that they have going on in these blue states, it's coming to an end. President Trump has moved forward to reduce their federal funding. DHS is talking about shutting down some things. You have Department of Transportation talking about shutting down some things for blue states. It's going to be tough to be a blue state and support all of these liberal policies with no money. It's going to be almost impossible. And I love to see it. They are quite literally strangling the life out of the people who laugh at our law.
Yeah. And Democrats in blue states are doing everything possible to hamstring Trump's remigration machine. They're refusing to back up in Newark, then forcing agents to go barefaced. So cartels, because this is what these people, the cartels and criminals can identify, dox, and attack them easier. This is what open borders insanity looks like, folks, in 2026. The politicians who protect illegals over Americans. All right. And it doesn't just stop in Newark. Breaking news out in Virginia. All right. This wench just got into office, Governor Abigail Spanberger, and she's now facing calls to resign after her sanctuary policies allowed an illegal alien to we know what that means, to be released only to go sexually assault a woman in a staircase. Take a look at this.
Court records showed me that he was arrested on May 19th in Fairfax County on 5 charges, including a felony. But only 3 days later, he was back on the street and allegedly assaulted a woman. So this is just a really concerning, a disturbing situation that we're telling you about this morning. Take a look here. The suspect on your screen, 25-year-old Cristobal Vasquez Sanchez. Arlington police say he inappropriately approached a woman in a parking garage stairwell about 10 days ago. Another person was there to step in and help her, and then he ran away before investigators found and arrested him 3 days later. So here's a look at his record I mentioned. I found 26 different charges total across Fairfax and Arlington, from other assaults to drug possessions and property damage, just to name a few. The most recent was 3 days before this alleged Arlington assault, where he was arrested for assault on an officer, which is a felony charge, but he was freed from custody, released on recognizance. So 7 News also learned yesterday that he is undocumented, and ICE had issued a detainer that Fairfax County officials did not honor. Here's what DHS told us. Sanctuary politicians released this criminal from jail back into Virginia communities. Vasquez Sanchez then went on to rack up charges for rape and sexual assault.
All that laundry list of crimes. Why is he still here? I do not. Why is he? This should be the easiest thing. You got all these charges. The first one, he should have been shipped out. Wow, I don't understand it. I really don't. I do not understand it. And now has gone on to sexually assault and do all kinds of things to women. Shelley, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, these are. I repeat my alliteration. Progressive policies pulverize the people they purport to protect. That means you, me, Nicole, KJ, every other innocent America and American loving person. These progressive policies literally will pulverize us. So they don't give a damn. This is not even about care and compassion. It's all about them using and saying these compassionate terms and concepts to play on people's emotions so that they can remain in power. Abigail Spanberger does not give a damn about the women who were attacked and raped and murdered, whomever. She doesn't care. Neither does any other blue dog, if you will, or whatever Democrat they were, who's pushing these policies across the country, from the Abrego Garcias to all the people that we have seen murdered, the young girls that we've seen murdered, even right here in Maryland, Daria, Thompson, all these people, these politicians, primarily, if not 100% in this case, Democrats, progressives, leftists, they don't give a damn. All they care about is their power. You and your family can be killed, maimed, destroyed. They will not blink an eye.